All right, Joe here. We've got a special treat for you after the show today. We got the new single Hold Fast by Michigan. You can find them at soundcloud.com/Michigan UK, facebook.com/Michigan Band. They're on Twitter, they're on iTunes, Spotify. Check them out, they're good. Cheers, enjoy the show. Hello and welcome to Don't Spoil the Ending. This is episode... Somebody tell me what episode number it is.
23.
That's a good call.
Let's go with that.
Let's call it 23. My name is Joe.
My name's Nick.
Hi, I'm John.
Cool. Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, as the famous philosopher LL Cool J said. This is my return onto the show. It's good to see you guys.
It's been what, fucking 5 weeks or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, Return of the Mac.
Yep. Yeah. I did notice Return of the Jedi. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did notice that you didn't do a podcast in some of those weeks. It was like a week skipped, and I heard you put it down to the bank holiday.
Bank holiday, Joe. Bank holiday.
Well, I'm telling you now, if I hadn't left, that wouldn't have happened under my watch. That wouldn't have happened.
Shit, he actually listens to the podcast.
Now, I am the glue that holds this podcast together. So yeah, I thought I'd come back and just say hello, and we'll
whip us back into shape.
Whip you back into shape.
Like we were talking about apps and all sorts last week.
Yeah, none of that shit happening again. Like, do you know when Nelson Mandela got released from prison? This is my Nelson Mandela being released from prison moment. I've returned from the abyss to the abyss, to a different abyss. I've been away doing my music and stuff. I've been producing some stuff. Some of that will go up on the internet at some point, but I am working on my album. I'm not going to plug it here yet because I've not finished it. It's not even 50% done. But
Yeah, where can we download this album, Joe?
nowhere yet. Nowhere. Drop me an email.
Get a few samples.
Yeah, I'll get a few things on there. I've got an Instagram now, so yeah, I might put some snippets up on there,
Yeah.
which would be cool.
Yep. You're saying Instagram's ideal for that kind of thing.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm back. I'm glad to be here, guys. I did make me one-off appearance on the finale of the Game of Thrones episode, and like from all the people I've heard, that was the best episode of that series. Not just because it was the finale, but like, you know, when you listen to a podcast and they brought the big guns out for the actual
Just
show.
wheel them out for the finale.
So yeah.
No, yeah, it's good to have you back, Joe.
Yeah, I bet it is. So, yeah, I'm 2 drinks in already.
Yeah. No, yeah, genuinely though, we don't really talk much of work as much as we used to anymore, do we? So it's good to see you at the weekend. Have a catch up.
Yeah, we don't work in the same room anymore, do we, guys?
That's miles away now, aren't we?
Yeah, we're a whole wall.
There's a whole wall between us.
Again, though, but there was a wall between the White Walkers and the Game of Thrones people. So...
Yeah, and the dragon brought that down.
Yeah, so basically a dragon must have turned up, burn a hole in the wall. Forget that. Sam's not here today either, so I'll be taking back over producing duties.
Yeah,
I'll do some of that.
Actually, did we even mention that Inman had been producing for the last couple of weeks?
People might have been able to tell. You know,
right.
Like with the quality drop. Sam had been editing from Grizzly Man onwards, episode 20. I left on 20, planning to come back for 25, and then we're saying this is 23.
But we had a week off.
Yeah, you
so
did.
It would have been 24.
Yeah, you did have a week off. Yeah.
Yeah, did you notice that?
I did. Yeah,
It's bank holiday, wasn't it?
I remember you coming into my room and being like, "Oh, are we doing the podcast tonight?" And you were all like, "No, I'm not. We can't do the podcast tonight."
I think we all just wanted a break on the bank holiday, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, I took an official break, so but now I'm back.
We're all back.
We're all back.
Well, apart from Inman.
Well, and Jono.
Well, we'll get to John in a minute. I've got a few notes to come on to, if that's okay.
That's fine.
Can I quickly mention, it's been a bit of a hectic week. Been a bad day for me and you today, Joe. Your boys Liverpool got tonked 5-0.
Thought you were talking about the rain that we both got caught in on the way to
that
the
as well.
studio.
Yeah, got drenched walking to the pod.
Don't want to talk about football.
Your boys got beat 5-0. My Everton got edged out at home to Tottenham.
What was the score?
Yeah, edged out. Been a tough week.
What was the score?
3-0.
Yeah,
but on top of that, Twin Peaks as well finale.
Yep.
Watched it on Monday night. We did the pod on Tuesday. The Twin Peaks finale pod is out there now. You can go and listen to it.
I don't want to like blow my own trumpet, but I actually think that was an amazing episode.
It was a good one,
Really
yeah.
enjoyed recording that one.
Finales tend to be the best episodes, don't they?
Yeah.
Well, I'm dying to know what you think of the show, like, so let us know when you've caught up with it.
I'm half a season behind, so what I'll have to do, I'll have to watch. I was planning on watching the whole season again,
Yeah.
from start to finish, and then I'll be listening to your little podcast,
Along
your
the way.
little minor podcast on the way, and just seeing.
I'm pretty sure our podcast are getting almost as many listens as the main
Oh,
podcast.
Nick's throwing the stats out there.
You used the word there of almost.
Well, the reason I said almost is because the Twin Peaks one actually isn't getting as many as the Game of Thrones, but Game of Thrones is pretty much breaking even with the main pod. So
Well, the finale was, and we know what that was. Yeah, go on, John. Did you have
Just
something
on the Twin Peaks thing, yeah. If you love the finale, check out our pod we did for some theories, a lot of speculation, that kind of thing. We'd love to hear from you. But yeah, also
as you mentioned on the Twin Peaks, we are thinking about doing like another one, aren't we?
yeah, a few weeks off probably. Yeah, into
Maybe.
it, but- oh, sorry, TV show.
Sorry, just another Twin Peaks one.
Sorry, yeah, I'm with you. Yeah,
What about Twin Peaks or a different?
Like where we kind of we've gathered our thoughts and we've
yeah.
decided like
We've processed that finale kind of thing. I've been watching like videos on YouTube all week this week.
So perhaps if you were like have managed to watch it all again by then, you could actually appear on that one as well.
yeah, maybe. Yeah,
We could, I'd probably be all right. up for
yeah.
that.
Plan to do like a retrospective and just like throw all the theories out there and be like, make sense of this kind of thing.
It's a one-off show.
Yeah, one-off show. Yeah,
I like the idea. Right?
yeah. And at some point, we're on about looking for a new TV show. Yeah, a new TV show
Well,
to do in a few
we
months.
got asked on Twitter, didn't we, by
Yeah.
someone like who was a fan of the Twin Peaks one. They said like, what you planning on doing next? And we didn't have anything, so we put it out there, didn't we?
Yeah.
Like what did he reckon we should do? And they put Stranger Things out, and like we were both up for like we both enjoy watching Stranger Things.
Do we?
Well, we both watch it, should I say? We both watch it, and we probably would be up for doing that at some point. But
Yeah, definitely.
we'd have to twiddle about with the format a bit, wouldn't we? Because
Yeah.
what with it being a Netflix show, you can't do it really week by week, can you? So
As someone who's produced the episodes and also listened to them, you two do a good job of talking about TV shows. So maybe Stranger Things season 2 would be a good next one.
Yeah. Not to blow our own trumpet or anything, but when you go back and listen to the earlier episodes we did, you could tell at times we were struggling, because new format for us and stuff. But by the end, I think we got to grips with it and what have you. So, yeah, we'll try and do it for Stranger Things maybe at Halloween.
Became a well-oiled machine by the end of it.
Yeah, you could hear it improving week by week. Well, again, don't want to
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but on the Twin Peaks thing, I had a bit of a funny incident on Tuesday night, was it? Yeah, Tuesday night.
Oh, why?
We've got a little WhatsApp group for the members of the pod.
Hashtag save DSTU.
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be on Wednesday night, not Tuesday.
Yeah, it was.
It was Wednesday. just not that it matters, but it was Wednesday.
And you might have noticed Jono's not been with us for a few weeks, but we're just finding it hard.
He's still alive.
He's still alive, still going. We're just finding it hard to get everyone together at the same time to do a podcast at the weekends. Joe, you've got a child. Like Jono's got a child. Everyone's schedules are all over the show.
Yeah.
So so we're just finding it hard to do that. So Jono's not been on for a few weeks.
yeah.
I put a message on the WhatsApp group, just saying, Nick, Inman, Joe, there's the Twin Peaks episode. Go and do what you want with it, like. And Jono replied, "Shall I get the message up here?
That'd be good.
This is quite funny."
Yeah.
I did quite enjoy the little back and forth that was going on there. It was quite. I mean, I was in the gym at the time, so I came back to like this massive conversation. I enjoyed the scrolling down it. It was so funny.
Yeah, so I put sent through to Nick, Joe, and Inman. John replied, "Fuck you then, JT." I've already been forgotten about, and then corrected it about. Then I replied, I'm sending it to you now then. It just needs to start and end trimming of the music adding. Just for some background, John doesn't edit the show.
He doesn't do any of that.
And he replied, "It's okay, John. I know where I'm not wanted."
With a face of, like, the thinking face. It's
The
like,
quizzical face.
like, okay.
So Joe replied, "Do you want to edit?" "Nah, you're okay." Joe replied, "John, I'll make sure you can press it. and check for distortion.
Yep. Because if he wants to edit it, he needs to go through all the steps.
Yeah. Jono went on to say, I'm going to make my own one-man pod about the life of a loner. Then I will Dropbox myself the file for editing and then thank myself for doing such an epic job.
Can we stop that there for a second? He's going to Dropbox the file to himself.
But I love this, the comeback from you, Joe. Don't steal my idea.
Yeah, that was my genuine idea, that. Like, not the Dropbox bit.
Dropbox it to yourself.
Yeah, I'm not an idiot. Like,
It goes on, Jono said, when you've only got yourself to talk to, you tend to go a little loopy. I can debate against myself, so I will always win. Joe put, but you'll also lose. But just to mention this, like it's kind of notorious. Me and Jono had quite a few arguments in work about just trivial bollocks.
it's even stuff like the film Gravity.
Yeah,
I was just going to
Gravity,
bring this one up. Like that was the most famous argument between you and him.
Yeah, that
Like,
was the most famous
have you
one.
seen Gravity? Yeah, have you seen Gravity? What? Are you saying I've not seen Gravity? That's how that happened.
And we dragged that argument out for like an hour.
Yeah, and I feel like you actually had to shake hands at the end of it and be like, I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah, it was. That was probably the biggest one. So yeah, we've had a few arguments, but going on from that, Jono then put another message about his one-man show, Jono v Jono. The arguments will be shit, and I will get really angry, and after about 10 minutes, I'll put my headphones in. And Joe replied, well, I mean, you've got the format down.
That is the format that show would take. So...
But yeah, I really enjoyed that. So Jono's not here, but he's here in spirit, though, after reading that out.
He's here in spirit, and we are all looking forward to his new show, Jono versus Jono.
Yeah. I'm even thinking John v Jono, just me and Jono arguing. That'd be amazing.
No, it lasts about 10 minutes. What happened is you'd have an argument, and then you'd say something. It would push Jono over the edge, and he just puts headphones in for the rest of the show.
on the pod.
And you'd be sat there with nobody to talk to.
Jono, what are you listening to? Yeah, but that's pretty much it for me.
not gonna lie, I'm actually looking forward to this now. I want this to happen.
Yeah, we should
yeah.
actually make this happen. Yeah, a little spin-off pod. Just got a few other things to mention, if that's okay.
Sounds good.
Next weekend, this will air on the Tuesday, and the Saturday after, we're all going to a gig in Warrington at Friars Court.
It's a local band, like a mate of ours
Yeah.
They're called Michigan.
called Michigan.
We're mates with the drummer, Ben.
Yeah.
Hi, Ben.
We've mentioned him a few times on the pod.
Yeah, here's your shout out again.
Like if anyone fancies it, they should definitely come to Friars Court in Warrington.
Definitely, that'll be on next weekend. £3 a ticket.
Well, it's £3 a ticket on the door, but if you message us, you can get it for free.
We can sort you out. Like.
We'll sort you out for that.
Yeah, but if you fancy giving it a try, they've got Hold Fast on iTunes, the new song, launched at the end of August, I think. So get over there, give it a listen, and turn up.
I think they're on Spotify as well. Their album's on Spotify. If anyone's got it.
Can I just check? Are we when Michigan release the next album? Are we going to be in the thank you credits?
Well, I'm getting paid for this. Hey, actually, the Warrington Wolves local rugby team were playing today. They got played at half time over the loudspeakers.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there was a big poll this week, and they won the poll to get played, live on the speakers at the Halliwell Jones Stadium.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's
That's
pretty good. Yeah, so we'll be there next weekend. Talking of stuff we're doing, we've got the Alan Partridge quiz coming up on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm just turning this into my upcoming diary now.
I think we spoke about Alan Partridge for the past 2 podcasts, but it's because we have been getting ready for this little quiz, and Geordie Mike is hosting it, so I can't wait to I want to get a nice selfie with him.
Therefore, I'm taking my fancy camera with me, so we'll get a few photos and stuff. Yeah,
Definitely. Yeah.
Did you mention last week about the viral video of Richard Madeley?
I did actually. Yeah,
Did you have to mention that?
Yeah,
I've listened to the show, but I couldn't remember if you'd mentioned it.
Yeah,
but that video is amazing.
We mentioned on WhatsApp the best bit.
Quicksand.
Yeah, it's like, all you think, oh, nice, lovely beaches, lovely sand. Quicksand.
Yeah, they say one of the other ones is oh yeah, they're doing the report from the roof, and he looks up and starts pointing to the roof. And
Yeah,
he's roof. It's just what's going on?
Yeah.
But,
Oh, that's good. But
what a legend.
yeah, I've been burning through all the Alan Partridge stuff. Still loving that. So we need to go and win on Tuesday. So Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll let you know next week.
that'd be our second quiz win of the year, wouldn't it?
And Cooper's. Me and Cooper were both there for the Star Wars one. So yeah,
Both on Star Wars, and we were talking earlier about there being a Lord of the Rings one later this year, which I could definitely win. So I want to make it a third one for the group.
yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, so keep the record up, definitely.
Definitely, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I haven't really got a specialist subject when I think about it. Like, you've got Alan Partridge and Lord of the Rings quizzes.
I don't know.
What can I add to
Some
that?
kind of video games, Dragon Age maybe.
Yeah, but
Fallout 4.
it's a very specific quiz.
Just Fallout 4, not 3.
What's that? I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the name, but something of a spotless mind.
Eternal Sunshine.
That one.
Yeah.
I was completely blanking on that. Yeah, but what if there's a quiz about that?
I actually, yeah, to be honest, I probably would win a quiz on that.
There you go.
But then it's different they'll do a quiz on Alan Partridge, which is tens of hours of content, and Lord of the Rings, which is
not
9 hours of content.
It's not tens of hours. There's 12, 20-minute episodes. There's maybe 4 hours of content.
All right, Nick.
Then Lord of the Rings is 12 hours.
What I would say about Alan Partridge, I haven't actually ever watched a full episode. Like, it's not something I've ever watched.
I've got to admit, like, you've got to watch it. It's so funny.
I know I'd like it though. That's the thing, because like I like. Is it any like? It's the weird little
like
humor in it.
It's the awkward moments.
John literally says all the time that The Office is taken from Alan Partridge.
I was going to go there. I was going to say, isn't it in the same realm of The Office? Is it in the same
Definitely.
realm?
I think Gervais has stolen is a strong word, but lifted a lot of stuff from the Partridge character to use for Brent. The awkward braggart, that kind of character.
Yeah.
They think they're in the right kind of thing, and they're just being like really awkward and
It's on
offensive.
Netflix, isn't it? So
It is.
Yeah, all on Netflix. Yeah,
Is it a game show? Sorry, Knowing Me, Knowing You.
yeah.
That's on there. Watch that.
yeah.
And then he's got the series, and I don't know if the film's on there or not though.
Don't think it is, but the film's good as well. Alan Partridge, Alpha Papa. That was good.
Yeah, no, I'll get onto that. I'll
Definitely worth a watch. It's like I high recommend that.
Yep, defo.
Cool. All right. We got anything else to move on to?
I mean, we'll obviously go on. Like, I'm guessing we're waiting before we go on to our like TV shows and films that we've watched in the week. But I just wanted to mention a few things I'm doing this week. Obviously, I'm doing Alan Partridge this week and the gig on Saturday.
Yeah.
Straight after Alan Partridge, the day after, I'm getting a new tattoo.
What are you getting?
Getting me dog. I'm getting me
Okay.
dog. Yeah.
I've only ever seen 2 cats here.
Yeah, but it's me dog.
Okay.
Well, there's a picture out in the side outside there. Getting that, it's a sad story. I don't want to go into it.
Oh, John, I've just hit.
Yeah. No, I'm joking. Yeah, I'm getting a tattoo on Wednesday. So, I mean, I'm hoping I don't get too drunk on the Tuesday because that could not go well.
Well, I'm not joking. I am planning to get wasted on Tuesday.
I mean, if we win, there's no boundaries. I'm just going for it.
Are you using work on Wednesday?
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm getting tattooed, aren't I? So no.
John, are you?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
But
Okay.
as well as that, like I've bought something this week which I've been meaning to buy. Well, I say this week. I brought it home today.
What have you bought, Nick? What have you
I
bought?
bought the PlayStation VR.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's an investment.
it is. I mean, I bought it on eBay, so like I got it considerably cheaper than you would pay for it normally. Because I got the VR headset, I got the ice cream cones, the Move motes, by the way. That's what I'm talking about there. And the camera. I got all that for like just over 300 quid, so I'm happy with that.
Yep.
Second hand.
It is second hand, but
Someone
apparently,
else is sweating the visor.
I mean, I have thought of this. Don't get me wrong, but I had a little play on it today, and there's that PlayStation Worlds game, and there's like there's a few different ones. There's like a shark encounter one.
Yeah.
So it's PlayStation Worlds like a sort of, it's like an app or whatever.
It's a game. It's
It's
but then
5
you
in
download
1.
different like story sort of, not stories, but different experiences.
Not
to
so much
it.
download. It's literally a disc with like 5 games on, or you can just buy the game online.
I tried a few of them. I tried the Shark Encounter one, which like it's actually terrifying. I thought I was going to die.
Yeah.
And
Please let me have a go.
I will let you have a go.
I was just thinking this, like, I think a future episode, we could record Joe playing Kitchen on it, maybe.
See, I
Just get his reaction to, like...
I would love that.
Let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, if we like a throwback to episode 1, I'm the idiot that recorded myself watching Sinister and then editing that.
Yeah, that was good.
So we get a recording of me playing.
I would love that.
Resident Evil.
I actually kind of want to set a camera up so that we can put it out on YouTube too.
I can't deal with horror. I hate horror. It's just too scary.
We know.
Just put me on Stardew Valley. Let me look after some plants.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I also did like a couple. There's a bank job one I did, which is quite good. I had the little the move mote things.
Did you do the target practice one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
like
quite
well, it was you do the target practice first to get ready for it, and then you do it. That was quite fun. There's another space one where you're in some bloody big machine thing, kind of like, do you know, in Avatar. Do you know, like in Avatar when they're those big metal things are in.
Yeah.
You're driving one of them around, aren't you?
Oh, the rigs.
Is that what they're called? On PlayStation Worlds.
Oh, not on Worlds, so that's the...
No, it's like an alien one where you're in like a big metal mech thing.
I'll be honest, I've only played, I played the Shark Encounter, played the London Heist, and... Is that it?
Have you tried?
Luge, I played Luge, I was going to say,
that's the one where you're like on like a board, isn't it?
Yeah.
Going around. I loved that.
Right, like the luge is where you go, well, in the Olympics, in the Winter Olympics, the luge is where you go down on a little tray.
Little bodyboard thing, yeah.
Is it that, or is it on a road?
It's on a road.
Right.
It's literally at the beginning it says like you're on an illegal race, and you're going down the road like driving under lorries and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's really fun. Like that's actually my favourite one of the games.
Oh, really?
I really enjoyed that. Like, I enjoyed the Shark Encounter, but like you're not doing anything. You're just looking.
You don't
around.
play it, do you? Just
no,
literally,
but I really enjoyed this because I'm controlling myself, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Good. Have you got good reviews then? The PSVR up to now.
So far, yeah, I've been enjoying it. I'm gonna try Resident Evil 7 because obviously it's been out for a while, Resident Evil 7, and I've had it just in reach the whole time, but I've not bothered touching it because I want to play it on VR. I don't want to ruin anything. I want to be terrified. I want to be shocked at every turn.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm back on the VR now, so we can maybe do like a review of that in a week or two or something. Maybe if I play it. Yeah. I've not played it on VR yet either, so
yeah, you should both give it a go. And get Joe to go on it and shit his pants.
I'd love to watch Joe on Until Dawn as well. Like this, it's a shooter game, but I literally at one point shrieked playing that game. And I don't usually get bothered by horror stuff, but it made me actually shriek out loud.
Well, yeah.
Well, on that shark one, like even though like I was telling myself the whole time, I was like, this isn't real. It's fine. It's not fine. And I was actually quite all right for the most part. But then the shark like pulls the front of the cage off. And then it starts swimming around and starts coming at you. I'm like, I'm actually going to die here. And just before like the end, like it comes right at you.
Yeah.
And a rock hits it on the head. But
spoilers.
Yeah, but it's been out for a while. So
yeah.
Like honestly, I was terrified. I was like, I curled my legs up, like, let's go and eat me. And yeah.
I was going to say, like, the only experience I've got with VR is with the Samsung Gear, headset.
I've got the Google Daydream as well.
Yeah.
I've got to admit, like, this is a lot better.
No, yeah, I bet it is. Like, but the Gear, the Samsung Gear is like kind of a mid-range one where you spend £100, or for me, I got it on part of contract. And yeah, it like some of the stuff's mind-blowing. Like it's even in that when it's your view isn't fully, you've not got like a full view. You've got like a good view, like, but you don't see everything. But some of the stuff on that was like, just it's hard to explain. It's you're watching it and you're not there, but then your brain makes you think you're there.
It like tricks you into actually thinking you're doing it at a point.
Yeah.
Like,
I played The Guardian. They had an app on there which was what it's like to be in solitary confinement, and I went and did that. And basically, words start appearing on the walls around you. So you're just in this little cell, and the words start appearing on the walls. And at one point, you start floating. And my stomach went a bit funny when my sort of character started floating up.
Yeah.
And like floating up and down towards the ceiling, like up above at the ceiling. And I was like, this is really weird because I know this is like just some app that's doing this, but I feel a bit ill playing this.
Yeah.
Like there's it can do things too, yeah.
Definitely, it does. Like, it's like tricking you into thinking you're actually experiencing it, kind of thing.
It's your senses, isn't it? It just takes over your sight and then blocks off your hearing because you've got your headphones on. And yeah, it sort of takes over. But even the gear is good. So if the PSVR, if that's got like a good sort of scope on it, it's got a good spec, then...
Oh, honestly, it was amazing. Like, I could tell I was looking at a screen, like, a lot of the time, I'm not going to lie. Like, I can see it right in front of me, like it's a screen. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you felt like this, like, but when I was on the, down on the...
On the main menu?
No, sorry, in the shark encounter, I could tell, like, I could see, like, a bit of fuzziness in front of me.
Oh, really? I didn't get that so much.
No,
like.
I don't know if I've just bought a faulty one or not.
I get more the fuzziness just on the main menu thing when it's just like a cinema screen in front of you.
I'm not saying...
That, to me, doesn't impress me that much.
I'm not saying it's, like, blurry or anything. I'm saying...
There's a weird, like... There's a weird pattern almost.
Yeah,
within
that
the
one.
thing
That's
that you
what
can pick up on.
I saw that on the shark.
It's like a grid hexagon pattern.
Yeah, that
isn't
one.
it? Like, yeah.
I saw that. I kept seeing that.
I think that's just the technology, basically, like how it actually projects it, kind of thing.
And I don't know if it's just my headset, but until I was in the game, to be fair, on the menus I could see the light come through. I was like, this isn't very good.
Oh, really?
But then as soon as in the game, I forgot all about that.
Oh, I mean, sometimes if I don't fit it properly, there's a little bit of light under your eye sockets, but if you tighten it on properly and get the black flaps coming down, like you can block it off completely, kind of thing. Yup.
With the gear, I use the Netflix app where you can like choose, like sit in a room and watch Netflix on a big TV.
Yeah.
And it sounds ridiculous.
No,
because it is, but I'm not messing. Like I've sat there and watched like an episode of Pokemon or something because I'm a 28-year-old idiot, and I've sat there and watched Pokemon on a virtual screen in a room where I look left and out the window is just mountains, and I was like, this is really nice. This is comfortable.
On my Google Daydream, for the Google Play, like you can watch movie. I had X-Men, the first X-Men, on my Google Play account, and like I thought, so I'll see what it's like to watch a movie on this Google Play thing in the VR, and you sat on a hill. You sat on a little hill and there's like a big screen in front of you, and it's just like, if you look around, there's like a tree behind you with like a little like light on it and stuff. It was dead nice. I really enjoyed it. It's like this is just dead quaint and I love it.
I always say to myself that if I could learn to, have you heard of lucid dreaming?
Yeah.
So it's where you can take control of your dreams.
Yeah.
I'd be one of them people who ends up just living the life through dreams, right? Where you spend your day, make sure you don't die, and then you live your life through your lucid dreams where you can do whatever you want. So you get everything you need in your dreams, right? When VR started becoming a thing, I was one of them people who was like, I could live my life in virtual reality. and we're at that stage now.
I don't think we're quite that far.
I'm just picturing Joe like Butters out of South Park. It's like, oh wow, Oculus.
No, because you can make connections in VR that you can't in real life. I can't go to space in real life.
I mean, I've genuinely thought this. I've not been to the US yet. I'm dying to go to New York, but I've jumped on like the YouTube app and done like 360 videos of walkthroughs through New York, and obviously you've not been there, but you feel like I'd know where I was going now if we actually went to New York. Do you know what I mean? It's weird, like in a way, it almost like takes some of the element of surprise away for you.
That's the thing as well. I think it was on the HTC Vive. They had it was Google Maps, but they had a version of Google Maps where you could go basically onto Street View, and it was all 3D. And basically, what you would do is you would walk around these streets, and whilst everything wasn't modelled perfectly, it was almost in a memory dream-like state. So you could walk around streets that you've never walked through before, and it wouldn't be a 100% accurate picture. It'd be like an 80% one. And it'd look a bit weird. The cars would look a bit funny. Like the houses would be wrong. But you could walk around in VR in Google Maps and feel connected to the place you were in.
Yeah.
Like it sounds insane, but honestly, unless you're doing it with a headset on, Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
people have got issues with height. Not like I'm not saying someone's short, but I'm like if someone's like in a high place and they're scared of heights, like I've seen videos of people like going to places where they're standing on the top of a stadium and then they're looking over the edge and they're genuinely terrified because it feels real the way they're doing it.
Definitely. I mean, I was telling Nick the other day in work, I just jumped on like a YouTube video of like a blue whale. You were on like the bow of a sunken ship and the blue whale would swim past you. I couldn't do it. Just something about the water being that deep down. I literally had to like just turn it off straight away. I was like, I can't do it. I'm panicking. Like.
Yeah, it's mad. Like the VR experience I had where I had to turn it off. There was some like, I'm going to say shit app. I don't know if it's shit or not because I didn't play it. But you put the headset on Samsung Gear and you're a child in a bed and your room is haunted. And there's like a thunderstorm outside and it's like, and then you hear a noise to your right and you look, there's nothing there. And then you hear like a door creak open. And that's where I was like, right, I'm taking the headset off. I'm not doing this. I can't do it. Because I was just, at that moment in time, I was a child in a bed. And I was being haunted. I was like, I can't do this.
Can I just jump off the back of that? Like the one bit in Until Dawn that really gets me. I think I've told you guys before, but there's one bit in the game where there's something that happens to make you look right. So you look right, there's nothing there. Then you hear this voice in your left ear. And you know something's coming. You turn left and there's a face right in front of you. You're like, oh my God. I absolutely shit my pants.
I can't be dealing with shit like that, me.
Yeah. It got to the point where I was like, this isn't fun. That is not fun. I nearly had a heart attack. But yeah, can I just chuck out a couple of recommendations for you with the VR, if that's okay? Got this bloody PlayStation VR, and the most I use it for now is watching roller coaster videos on YouTube.
Can I just say, like that is the one thing I've played an app that was on Samsung Gear, and also watched videos on YouTube like through the app, and yeah, it's going on roller coasters is amazing.
Yeah.
Like it genuinely feels really good.
I jumped on it the other day, and literally like the top 15 videos are like the Ghost Rider roller coaster, this roller. I was like, oh, brilliant! I'm gonna go on all of them. Yeah, so I'll check that out.
Yeah, I mean, I did it on my Daydream. Like I've been on one or two, but I feel like with the VR, it's going to be a much more immersive experience.
Definitely. I mean, I don't want to hype it up too much, but there is a bit where you can get tricked into, like, when you're going down the first massive chute, your stomach does go a bit. You're like, oh, you feel like you're actually going down the...
But that's what I was saying about the app I played where I was floating. Like, my
Yeah,
stomach
you feel
actually
like you're
did go.
Yeah.
It was weird.
It's like tricking you into thinking you're experiencing something that you're not. Like, yeah, I love it. Yeah.
So, like, final thoughts on VR then. Like, we're not there yet with VR, I don't think. But
I don't think we're at the stage that we really want to be at.
I'm waiting for the Matrix level of VR where I can put my headset on.
What I'm waiting for is the Star Trek thing with the holodeck.
Oh,
But there is that
You
exists.
can actually get that now. Star Trek Bridge Commander.
Yeah,
It's
like,
a game on VR.
Nick,
No,
if the three of us had VR headsets, we could all go and be Star Trek where you're leading the ship and I'm doing the fucking fuel or
I
whatever.
feel like you misunderstood me.
You meant the holodeck.
In Star Trek.
Me and John literally thought you meant I want to sit on Star Trek.
Watch my Star Trek.
in Star Trek, they have a holodeck where there's just a room, you go in, and it's just a big world, and you just explore it and do what you want. And that's what I want. I want to be able to go in a room, which will be no bigger than this room, and somehow I'll be able to just travel for fucking ages. I don't know how it works, but I want it to work.
If you want to stay in the ship, the app exists. The game exists.
just Bridge Commander. It's out, Nick, already. You can buy it right now.
Fantastic.
So just one last thing on that as well. What was I going to say then?
I'm not sure. I've not brought me crystal
One
ball.
last thing. I forgot what I was going to
And
say.
I forgot what I was going to say. I'll come back to it if I remember. Move on.
Okay.
Leave that there.
All right. Well, have we watched or like played anything this week that we want to talk about?
I've watched a few things I want to talk about. Do you want to go first? Or?
Yeah, I'll jump in with the first one if that's okay. Only a quick one. Watched a film called Cold in July. Came out like 3 years ago. I bought it on Blu-ray in like 2014. Just never watched it. But yeah, really enjoyed it. It's a kind of a pulp crime film kind of thing set in Texas in like the 80s. It's got Michael C. Hall in it, Dexter.
Oh, is
It's
it?
one of the main guys. It's got Sam Shepard, Don Johnson. And I really enjoyed it. It's a good little crime film. The reason I enjoyed it, I mentioned last week on the Being John Malkovich review, is the kind of film where it's constantly changing. The basic premise is Michael C. Hall kills a burglar in his house one night. And he's just a normal guy, he's absolutely devastated by it. But the burglar's dad is like a big crime boss, and he finds out and comes back for revenge. But the plot moves on like 5 or 6 other points after that kind of thing. But yeah, really enjoyed it. Nice little surprise. I'd give like 4 out of 5 probably.
Fantastic.
It's a good review.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, done by Jim Mickle, you mentioned earlier, who did Stakeland, which is a good little vampire film. So yeah, quite enjoyed it. Yep.
Awesome. I've got a TV show I want to mention. I finished Narcos, or Narcos, however you want to call it. Have you watched any of this?
I've not seen it, but I've been dying to watch it for a long time. I just haven't got round to it.
Everyone knows the story of... Well, they know of Escobar anyway, don't they?
I actually don't know the
story of it.
Story of
but you
him.
know of him, don't you?
I know his name.
Yeah. Well, the first 2 seasons were amazing. Like, I absolutely loved them 2 seasons. This 3rd season, you know of the fate of Escobar anyway, don't you?
No.
I don't want to spoil this for you though.
It sounds like you're about to.
Can I do it anyway? Because it has been out for a year, so I feel like it's the time has passed to be.
I mean, yeah. Just explain what happened.
Obviously, what happened at the end of season 2 is what happened to the real Escobar is where he got shot and killed.
Oh, spoilers.
Is this in? Oh, Pablo Escobar.
Pablo. So this 3rd season, it picks up pretty much where that takes off, and it's like the Cali cartel that pretty much take over the cocaine business.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing, like the violence, I don't even know what to say about it. It's just amazing. Like everything about the season, I loved it.
Yeah.
And it's I can't remember the actor's name, but it was Prince Oberyn in Game of Thrones. He's the main character of Narcos, and he's brilliant. Absolutely,
Didn't know that. Is he the main character?
He's the detective that's basically chasing all these people,
Right.
and he's got a mustache. It's amazing. No, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. I definitely recommend that for anyone who's interested. Apart from that, I wanted to just briefly mention a film I watched last night, which is This Is 40, which I only found out the other day that it's actually a unofficial sequel to...
Oh, I think it's official.
Is it an official sequel?
Yeah, the characters were Knocked Up are the 2 lead characters in This Is 40, yeah.
So,
but there were only bit part players in Knocked Up.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, so.
I mean, it was really funny. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. It's by Judd Apatow, who did Knocked Up and
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
and like Superbad, all stuff like
Yeah.
that. So
And obviously it's Paul Rudd in it, and
I can't think what Leslie something
can't
she's
remember
called,
her
but
name.
she's actually Judd Apatow's wife in real life.
oh, is she?
She was in like Bridesmaids, stuff like that. So
No, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. It was a funny film.
Yeah.
That's another recommend.
Paul Rudd's always good.
Paul Rudd is
All right.
amazing. I love Paul Rudd. Like.
Yeah. I've just got one more if that's okay. Do you mind if I just jump onto it? One more
Yeah.
film. You mind?
It's podcast content, John.
Just get it out there.
Yeah, just get it out in the open.
Yeah, I watched a film as well called The Guest. Rewatched it. I watched it in the cinema when it came out in 2014. Watched it again this week for like the first time in 3 years. It's starring Dan Stevens from Downton Abbey.
All right.
Have you heard about this? It's basically an action horror film directed by Adam Wingard, who at one point was becoming one of my favourite like new horror directors. But his last 2 films were the new Blair Witch, which wasn't great, and the last one he did was Death Note for Netflix, which people are just saying is garbage. So
I can't even bring myself to watch that.
yeah, I'm saying people have just been slated it so much.
Can I? Sorry, is that getting absolutely slated?
Yeah,
Because
from what I've seen, like,
I've been waiting for that film for ages because I was
so.
hoping that'd be the thing that would spur me on to actually watch the anime because it's a really highly rated.
Have you never watched the anime?
No, I've not.
Like that, I can't recommend that anime enough. That anime is amazing. Like you're into your animes, aren't you? So
Yeah.
like that is probably one of the best animes out there. If like you should just watch the anime, but just ignore this film because what they do, they basically take everything that the anime did, throw it out the window, and just make a film based off of nothing.
Not worth watching.
No.
That's totally what I've heard. Like, it's Adam Wingard, so I thought it might actually be good. He's a good director, but everything I've heard is people say the anime is great, but this is just nothing like the anime. Why even call it Death Note?
The only reason they can call it Death Note is because it's got a Death Note in it.
Yeah.
But like absolutely everything else from the anime is just like
gone.
I say, they've stripped it away and made something completely different.
Yeah.
That's such a highly rated anime.
Honestly, watch it. Like
I've got it. Like I just haven't watched it yet.
watch it. It's I can't. That's probably the highest of recommends I can ever give you.
Really,
Honestly, it's such a good anime. I know
I'll take that on board now.
I know you're into your anime, so I think you'd really enjoy it.
I think
I
I think it's on Netflix as well, the TV show.
Yeah. I think it is. No, like I was going to say, Nick, what is your favorite anime?
Elfen Lied.
Ah, yes, I've watched episode 1 of that.
That's my favorite. I absolutely love it.
I was going to go for Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Is that a film?
No, they did Full Metal Alchemist as an original anime series, like from the manga, and then they redid it. So basically, they started a series before the manga had finished, and then when the manga finished, they were like, right, let's just do the series again. So you just did it again, but did like differently in a few bits. But no, like that's probably my favorite.
I mean, well, we've never really spoke about anime. Can we go on?
Let's go on to we've had our section earlier. VR section. That was the one. We've had our VR section. This is now the anime section, John.
Before that, can I just finish the review with a guest?
Sorry,
John. Go for it.
You finish that. We'll go on to anime after that.
Yeah, starring Dan Stevens from Downton Abbey, directed by Adam Wingard, and it's just like a really cool like action thriller horror film kind of thing. Very 80s feeling, got like an 80s electro synth pop soundtrack. Everything looks very neon pink and stuff, the title card and stuff like that. But yeah, I loved it even more this time than the last time I watched it. I'll recommend that, definitely 4.5. I think it's on Netflix as well.
4.5, that's
4.5 out of 5.
High rating.
Yeah, defo worth watching.
Good.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Anime, Nick.
Straight back onto it. Yeah, I wanted to like, just because we've been talking about it, I'm proper got the itch to talk about it now. So like Elfen Lied's obviously my favourite, but like have you watched many animes?
I've watched a few. Some of my favourites include Full Metal Alchemist, the original, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, which is the remake that was done like a few years later, and they did a few films as well. Chobits, that's good. That's about a girl who's a robot. And some like guy finds her in like I can't remember now, but I think he finds her in the trash. He finds like a girl. Basically, it's set in a world where androids are part of like real life,
daily life.
Yeah, so like he basically found one, and she ends up being more than just an android, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a few. Attack on Titan.
See, this is one
That's
I've not gotten around to watch yet. Like this is probably like such a highly rated series, and I've just not gotten around to it yet.
Can I just jump in there as well? Are they doing like a feature film of that as well?
Yeah.
I'm
sure they're doing a live action one as well.
I'm sure they released a live action one. But I've never seen it. But the anime is great because basically it's about this is going to be paraphrasing a lot of this, but it's a community, like a big community in a city, and city's walled off with these giant walls, probably like 100 foot tall, because there are giants on the outside of the walls. And the giants are these like naked, huge people, and it's like you look at them and they want to just slam you around, but just like in a literal sense, not like but to sort of get you onto the idea of what the show is actually like. I think it's episode 4 or something. You meet like somebody who looks after horses. This seems like they're going to be like a proper character. And then like 10 minutes later, you see a giant picking them up and just slamming them on the floor, and they end up dying. And that's it. That's that character dead. So like, it's one of them shows where you don't know what's going to happen.
A bit Game of Thrones-ish kind of thing.
I wouldn't go that far, but
But
you don't know which characters are going to end up surviving the episode. You know the main like 2 or 3 are going to survive it.
Yeah.
You have a group of people who use swords and stuff to basically, like kill the giants. I think it's at the back of the neck. I think that's where you got to kill them. But yeah, they all live in the wilderness, and all these giants are coming. But there's like a super giant one that's bigger than everyone who doesn't have any skin, where it's just muscle and like tendons.
I think I've seen that like on the cover of something maybe or something
Yeah,
like that. Yeah.
like it's a really like tense anime because it starts as it means to go on. It doesn't start off with some nice little town. They start off, and it might be the end of episode 1 or the end of episode 2, but it's not, I wouldn't say it's a hard watch because I've watched stuff that is a hard watch before, but it goes straight into the action. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I recommend that if anybody fancies that.
Am I right in thinking that's on Netflix as well?
I think it is, yeah.
I think season 1 is
Right.
See, I watched season 1 and then like dropped off it because season 2 hadn't even been made yet, and like with anime to get created and then get dubbed into English. I mean, I do watch some anime in Japanese with English like translations, like subtitles. But yeah, it just took a long time for that to come out because with Attack on Titan, I won't bore you too long with it, but
No, you're good.
they were doing like a season 1 on TV, and then they wanted to do like season 2 as a game, and then season 3 as like a film, and then season 4 as a TV show. My understanding is that was the original way they wanted to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Attack on Titan, definitely season 1's definitely worth a watch.
Can I ask as well? I'm sure is it like a comic book series as well? I'm sure I've seen books out there and stuff like.
It's based on a manga.
Oh, manga. That's what's.
Yeah, it's based on a manga.
Right.
so-
Yeah.
yeah.
That'll be it then. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, apart from that, like, there's a few animes that like I've loved to bring up because it's been a while since I've watched them, but there's some animes which I absolutely loved like years ago, and you might not have heard of them, but obviously Elfen Lied's my favourite, which we've established you have heard of.
Yeah.
But like this is of one called When They Cry. Have you ever heard of this?
No.
It's the craziest thing. Like it's like about like a group of children, and like they just get in like basically episode by episode, it goes on and like they end up killing each other or something, or some brutal murder happens. But then after that, it just kind of flips back to basically the beginning of episode 1, and it's. I don't know what's going on because like I think they did a second season which was never dubbed into English, and I'm not gonna lie, I can't do it. After knowing the voices of season 1, I can't then go on to a completely different voice with subtitles. But but like that first season was amazing. Like it blew my mind that season. It was so weird. I feel like they probably went a way of like Aliens at some point, but yeah, that's a recommend for When They Cry. Have you ever heard of Gantz?
I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
That's another interesting one. Like people that kind of die, kind of get taken to this room where there's this big black ball called Gantz, and basically they get sent out on missions to go and like kill weird alien things, which everyone else can't see. I don't think they can see them either. I'm not sure, but like they're killing all these weird monsters. There was a game of that on like the PS2 years ago, and just recently they did one of those. I don't know what you call it, but it's still anime, but it looks very real life. Do you know the ones I'm on about? Computer generated, I guess. It's called. Computer generated anime, and yeah, that was awful. But the anime, I really enjoyed that. I'd definitely recommend that. Have you watched many anime movies?
I've got one stashed away that I've not watched yet because I know it's going to ruin me. Because I was told that if you don't cry at the film, you
Which
have
one
no
is it?
emotions. Grave of the Fireflies.
Oh, I've never seen this one.
So I don't know if we want to do it as a main show film, but that film apparently is just heart wrenching. It's based on war. It's based on Japan. It's probably Japan in World War II. I assume that's where it's based. But it's about a couple of kids who are living through that. And I've heard that if you don't cry at that, you don't have a soul. So
Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted.
I'll definitely have to give that one a watch.
That's probably the highest rated one that I would give for a film that I haven't seen yet.
There's like a studio that do like a lot of anime films. They've done like.
Are you on about Studio Ghibli?
I'm not sure they did Howl's Moving Castle.
Yeah, Studio Ghibli.
Is that one? Like they've done that one, and like, I can't remember.
My Neighbor Totoro.
Yeah,
That's
one.
one.
They've done quite a lot of them. Like
They did the Red Turtle, was it? I want to watch that. I like turtles.
Yeah, they're very highly rated.
Howl's
like
Moving-
one of the probably the most famous, most popular
definitely,
anime.
Princess
Howl's
Mononoke is that
Yes.
one as well.
that one, Princess Mononoke and Howl's Moving Castle. Those two, I loved them films. They were amazing. I don't think it's the same studio, but have you ever heard of Perfect Blue?
Oh yes, have we talked about this on the podcast or in
I
real
think
life?
we have. I
Have we
remember
actually
been
talked
talking
about it
about
on
it,
the podcast?
about the reflection in a mirror or something.
Yeah, we spoke about this.
That scene blows my mind.
Oh, I don't.
honestly.
This is the thing now. Like, John, you've not seen that film yet, and you kind of need to watch that film, like now.
Like we should genuinely do like whether it's what was the one you mentioned a second ago?
Grave of the Fire.
Whether we do
Grave of the Fireflies.
whether we do that one or like Perfect Blue or something. I think we should definitely do an anime one week.
I'm so up for that. Perfect Blue, I think, would be the perfect one because I've not seen it in a long time.
So good.
It's a messed up film.
Oh, it is definitely messed
Grave
up.
of the Fireflies is just going to be us sat here like just crying on a podcast, whereas Perfect Blue would be a bit more to talk about.
I was going to say upbeat, but by the sound of it, not upbeat. Just
Yeah, not a beat, just dark.
It's very dark, but like that.
Let's do Perfect Blue next week.
Oh, you're dropping it already?
I'm putting it out.
my only issue is, can I source it somehow?
I will lend you the DVD.
You got the DVD?
Yeah, I'll lend you the DVD.
Sorted.
I've got the DVD of it.
Yeah, nice one.
You can watch that.
I'll watch the DVD.
Yeah, we'll do that next week then.
Fantastic. I'm happy about that. I'm so happy to be watching Perfect Blue again. I love that film.
Same here.
But yeah, that's probably like my favourite anime film ever. That I feel like, I don't know about you, we've gone on a anime just long enough now. But I don't think you've gone into much about what you've watched this week, Joe.
No, I've not really watched I've not watched much this week, to be honest, other than the film of the week, which is The Crow.
The Crow. We've not mentioned that, have we?
Yeah, no, I'll bring it on to music because since I've been away, one of the best albums ever made was released since I've been away, which is you've probably not heard of Brand New.
I've heard you guys talking about it.
That
But
actually rings a bell. I don't.
They're not the biggest band ever, but I don't know if they made to number one in the US with the album chart or whatever, or whether they didn't do it. But they released their first album in like 8 years, and this is only like the fourth album, fifth maybe. But yeah, they're one of my favorite bands, and they released an album called Science Fiction. So Brand New Science Fiction. They released it secretly, like not on a whim, but unannounced. So people who pre-ordered the album received a CD in the post with it to them, like months before it was due. And then, it leaked onto YouTube and stuff. So I've only ever listened to it on YouTube. It's officially releasing in October, but that album is fucking phenomenal. I've listened to that album at least once a day for the past 2 or 3 weeks. It's one of the best things I've ever heard.
yeah.
I can't get across how much I love that album. And that's from a band who, my favourite album ever was Deja Intendu, which was like one of their earlier albums in 2004, I think. And they released they released an album in 2006 or 2007, which was also one of my favourite albums. And they've released this, and it's just amazing.
Am I right in thinking it might be you and Meg who were talking about them in work, Brand New? I definitely heard one of you guys talking about them in work. I think maybe you and Meg were talking about it or something.
A long time ago.
Maybe a few months ago now, maybe, but...
Yeah, it might have been.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've heard of it through that, but...
Yeah, no, it's not rock, but it's not normal stuff. It's like off the radar. It means something good music. Like you can tell there's heart behind it. Like you listen to the lyrics and you're like, oh shit, these are some deep fucking lyrics. Yeah. And then you listen to the music and you're like, oh fuck. this is some deep fucking music. So
And it doesn't sound very commercial, which I like. The fact that, like, if you pre-order it, they send out, like, the earlier copy and stuff. And the only way you could listen to it otherwise is on YouTube or something.
well, the band don't really do interviews and stuff. That's why nobody knows who they are, even though they're a huge band. I saw them in 2007, which was 10 years ago now, and that's still my favourite gig ever. And I've been my fair share of gigs. It's like, yeah, they don't do any interviews, don't do anything like that. It's very almost underground. Like, this album was self-produced and self-released by the sounds of it. It's the first album in 8 years. And they released some T-shirts. It was either last year or the year before, which said brand new 2000 to 2018. So they prefaced this like a year or two before and said, we're breaking up in the next couple of years. I recommend that to the two of you and any listeners.
I'll give it
any
a listen.
listeners that we have. So
Yeah, I'll give it a listen.
I'm genuinely passionate about that band and like specifically that album as well. So
I'll get back to you next week with a review.
yeah,
Although don't take my word for it, because like music, I'm not musically inclined.
Yeah.
So
but like, I am musically inclined.
No, I know you are,
I
yeah.
love music, and that album took me more than one listen. But as soon as I got into it, I was like, this is one of the greatest things anybody has ever written.
yeah. So if I come back to you next week going, oh, what a load of shit, don't listen to me.
Yeah, yeah. No, I expect that, John.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Well, have we got any final things we want to go on to?
Actually, you just kind of reminded me by mentioning music. I'm trying to mention a book, if that's okay. Been reading like Twin Peaks, The Secret History of Twin Peaks. I know I keep banging on about Twin Peaks, but it's amazing. A book called The Secret History of Twin Peaks. I've nearly finished it now. And it's just amazing. Like, there's so much like background detail to it and stuff. Like, I read last night about how Nadine got her eyes shot out and stuff like that. You know, just like weird little details that like you never find out in the show.
How did she get her eye shot out?
Ed shot her eye out on a hunting trip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Big Ed. Yeah, so I'd definitely recommend that. But the reason I mention it is there's a book, the next book is coming out at the end of October called Twin Peaks: The Final Dossier, which I cannot wait for now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe's not watched the show, but
Yeah, without spoilers.
yeah, without spoilers. But yeah, the book's coming out and it's going to like be. I cannot wait to get my hands on that book now
Is it-
to read more about
Was it written by Mark Frost? or-
Mark Frost, yeah, and he wrote the Secret History as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
So yeah, just want to throw that out there. But I'm looking forward to that as well. So
Fantastic. Wait, I'm a bit curious how like music reminded you of that.
oh, just the fact it's like not we're just talking movies most of the time.
Oh,
don't we?
fair
Like,
enough,
you know, just
yeah.
going to a different subject like that.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Yeah, cool.
Cool. All right.
Oh, sorry, that was what
Fucking hell. Right, John.
that was why it reminded me. Twin Peaks have got 2 soundtracks out this week as well.
Yeah.
The original soundtrack for the new series, which is amazing, and all the original music from the Bang Bang Bar that was played.
Fantastic.
There's like 2 soundtracks, £12 each on iTunes. Get on those as well. They're
There you
amazing.
go, 24 quid, raking the money
I'm
in.
getting paid for that as well. So
All right then. Are we got nothing else before the film? No.
nope.
All right. Well, let's take a little break here, and we'll be back after this short break to talk of The Crow. All right, we're back from the break. We're going to talk about The Crow, which is the film from 1994.
Yeah, bit of an infamous film.
Yeah, featuring Benjamin Lee.
Brandon Lee.
Yep,
I like Benjamin.
That's what I,
like
said.
Benjamin.
He's featuring Benjamin's brother Brandon Lee,
Yeah.
who's the son of Bruce Lee.
Yeah, you got Brandon Lee. Could we just jump straight into it? Is that okay?
Have you got a synopsis?
I've not got a synopsis.
Neither have I.
Nick?
I've not got a synopsis, but I can pretty much pull one off the top of my head.
Yeah, that's fine.
Some couple get murdered on Halloween on their wedding night.
Devil's Night.
Devil's Night.
Devil's Night.
Raped
Sorry,
as well.
raped and murdered on the thing, and
The guy. Just,
the husband the husband comes back alive, being brought alive by a crow, and takes revenge on everyone that caused him and his wife so much pain.
Yep.
that's the best off the top synopsis I've ever heard.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Should we just jump into it then? Directed by Alex Proyas, who did Gods of Egypt.
Oh, so he's got a great track record.
Well, this was his first film, to be honest. It's probably his best film, I think. It cost $15 million to make, $15 million budget, made $50 million in the US, so it was a bit of a hit.
Was it I think they called it a sleeper hit.
Yeah, it wasn't massive, but it made money for the studio.
Like they didn't expect it to be as big as it was.
As it was. And the thing is, made $50 million in the US. I can't even find like worldwide box office now because it's like 23 years ago when it came out. But yeah, got a bit of casting news, if that's okay to go in. Casting news for the new Crow film. A bit of casting info.
Yeah, like before you said the new Crow film.
Yeah,
Like they are remaking this.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
this is why we're actually watching it this week.
Is it?
If I'm honest with you, like, because last week, like at the end of the episode, I was supposed to come up with a film and I just didn't have anything. But that night, I was reading about the remake with Jason Momoa as the lead actor in it.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I had the biggest itch to watch it. And when John asked me the next day what we should do this week, I went, let's do The Crow because I've watched it. So
Yeah.
and that's why we're watching it this week.
Fair enough.
Yeah, got a bit of info on the casting. Quite a few familiar faces pop up in this one. Michael Wincott. He was well known for playing like bad guys in the 1990s. He played like Guy of Gisborne in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Do you remember that at all? Got a really gravelly voice, Michael Wincott.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, he's good. Tony Todd was his number 2, the black guy. He's Candyman. Yes, he's quite good. After that, we've got Ernie Hudson playing like the police detective who was Winston Zeddemore in Ghostbusters.
Yep.
Always good to see him turn up. And the last one for you, Nick, the guy who played T-Bird, one of the bad guys, was Jerry Horn from Twin Peaks.
All right. Was it?
Do you notice that?
Did not notice that.
Got like a mad haircut and a bit of a goatee beard.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Jerry Horn from
amazing.
Twin Peaks. Yep. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for the casting. But it's the most 1994 film I've ever seen. This one.
I'm totally on that.
Yeah.
Like, it felt in the similar vein as the early 90s Batman films. Like
Yeah, the Tim Burton ones. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're definitely going for that style. Yeah,
it was like that, but a bit darker, maybe
even
a bit,
darker, like
a bit less. What's the word? Pastel coloured. If
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
definitely.
like less of that. But
I mean, I'm showing my lack of knowledge here, but did this film invent the goth movement?
oh no,
Did it not?
no.
No, I feel like the goth movement just kind of embraced this film as its film.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. It's like it's the white makeup, the black hair, the leather jackets. That
Yeah.
type of thing.
Yeah, the white makeup and like the. Well, going on to that, like you'll probably know what I mean here, Joe. Sting, the WCW wrestler, he always had blonde hair and like mad coloured face paint. And it must, I'm guessing here, but it's pretty much the release of this film that made him change his look to the black stringy haired, white makeup Sting that we know in the the black and red, was it? NWO?
Well, yeah, no, I wouldn't be like it had to have been a massive
An influence from that.
because it was just exactly the same one. It was just,
Yeah, it's just
it was
the Crow.
it was the it was Sting pretending to be the Crow after being a surfer for like
Yeah,
years.
with like the blonde flat top and
Yeah.
just mad coloured face paint.
And then randomly turns up with a baseball bat. He's got
Yeah.
white makeup on, long black hair and a leather jacket. Yeah, I would say it's definitely influenced.
Yeah,
Like, definitely.
like, going off from that, like I always remember, like obviously I'm a bit older than you two guys, and like Halloween wasn't a massive deal like it is now. It's very much like an American thing, isn't it? Halloween, and when I was growing up, it wasn't the huge deal it is now. But the first time where I really got a feeling that people were getting into this was like 1998. I went to like Tatton Park for this big like Halloween festival thing. And I saw about 10 people that night dressed as the Crow. I was like, fucking hell, like, people are actually like going all out now kind of thing to do the makeup and stuff like, and yeah, they had like the long black hair and the white face paint and stuff. Yeah, just always thought it's weird that like that was the moment for me. It was like, right, Halloween's landed kind of thing. Like,
I think it's more of the goth movement adopted it rather than inspiring it.
yeah,
But I could be just talking absolute shite because it was about I was what 5 when this film came out, but that's what I would expect.
yeah. I mean, how do you feel about Sorry, let's start that again. How do you feel about Brandon Lee in this film in terms of being like an action star?
I thought he was good.
I really enjoyed Brennan Lee in this film, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was great. I think it's a crying shame kind of thing. You know,
Yeah.
what happens kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to explain what actually happened to him?
Yeah, do you want to talk about the actual
I mean,
incident?
I do feel like everyone who ever knows what happened, but yeah,
I mean, I feel like this is the reason The Crow is like revered as a
I
cult
do.
film
I do.
because he died during the filming. So,
Yeah,
do you want to explain what happened, John?
Sounded totally cynical, but it wouldn't have hurt, would it? You know, in terms of raising the status of the film, kind of thing. Without that, it'd just be like a mid-90s action film, wouldn't it? Kind of thing. You know what I mean? But yeah,
it was just him who died. It wasn't the female actress as
just
well.
him.
Just him.
The film was literally 99% completed, and they were filming a scene. I mean, I'm just guessing here, but I imagine it's the one where the guy's taking pot shots at him in the bedroom,
It's
shoots his hand and stuff. And
the scene. No, actually, like I read about it. The scene where he died was they were filming the flashback for, you know, when he gets like thrown out of a window.
Oh,
and
right, okay.
His missus gets, raped.
yeah,
Like that was the bit where they were shooting that scene and they'd used a dummy bullet,
that's right.
but not properly. The gun tech guy had
Yeah.
gone home for the day.
Well, what it was like a freak accident kind of thing. They had dummy bullets, which are bullets without gunpowder, and they used them for certain scenes. Then after that, they used blanks to get the explosive effect, but the blank bullets, and the tip of the dummy bullet had become wedged in the barrel of the gun. Total freak thing. So when they then loaded the blank bullet into it, the blank bullet fired the dummy bullet tip into him and killed him.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah,
That's
so,
awful. That.
I mean, like to me, that's what makes this a cult film.
No, I feel like it definitely got a lot of its following because of that. Like,
Especially with it being like a gothic type film, whereas like if you're a goth, you're like, oh, this guy died, like making this film. It's
Yeah.
like that's gonna add for that culture. That's gonna add something to that film. I'm not gonna speak for all goths, but
But it's weird as well, just the history of it. Like Bruce Lee, the way he died, it's very strange, isn't it? People talk of the curse of the Lee family and stuff like that. Was Bruce Lee, how did he die exactly? Was it like a weird reaction to medication or something?
Like,
it was a thingy, wasn't it? It was paracetamol. Well, I think he had like a headache and he'd never taken it before, and it just killed him because.
I don't know how much that's true though.
But
That's the thing, I have no idea, to be honest, what actually is true and what isn't like.
What I read is that it was because his body was like so well tuned, like and he'd never taken like paracetamol before. It just didn't affect his body the right way. It just killed him.
That's what they say, but I'm not having that. Like,
Okay,
mate, I've had so many paracetamol.
I know, but did you have the body of Bruce Lee?
I have now.
But like that's what it is, though, isn't it? Because like he'd never taken that kind of thing his entire life, and his body wasn't used to this like foreign
Substance.
Yeah, and it just didn't affect him well at all.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, he was incredible as like an action star. You ever seen the video of him doing the 1-inch punch and stuff? Which is just ridiculous. Like that.
It was ridiculous. Like I've seen weird videos, like not weird ones, but like videos of where like he's like catching rice, like with chopsticks midair, and it's just like, how the hell are you that good?
Photoshop. CGI.
No, but like he was actually like he's genuinely like able to do this kind of weird stuff because he was just that good at life.
Yeah.
Not convinced, Joe.
if he was that good at life and he died after a paracetamol, then he wasn't that good.
Oh, well.
That's fair enough.
Move on.
Yeah.
Just how do you guys feel about the film in general? It's a very basic, simple story, isn't it? Like Nick said, couple get murdered. He comes back from revenge a year later. So.
To me, it kind of felt like a slasher film that wasn't a slasher film, if you know what I mean. Where people were dying and you knew the order they were going to die in, but like it wasn't in the slasher sort of format. It was very much
Definitely, would only have taken giving him like a machete to turn it into like a horror film.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
killing him with a machete instead of like what he was doing, kind of thing.
I mean, I like the style of the film. I like the darkness of the film.
I like the look of it. Very interesting. Some of these special effects in it and stuff. They use like rear projection and like miniatures. There's a shot early on in the film where they're going through like the landscape and like places are burning, And it looks weird watching it now, but because back in '94, the only way they could do that was with like rear projection and using miniatures in the foreground. So it's a really weird look to it, but it's inventive, you know. Working on a small budget, so
No, like I said, it's not. I think they did a remake of it, and I reckon that's going to be better than the '94 version.
I mean,
Really?
like I say, it's got like probably one of my favourite actors ever in it, so I'm gonna love that film regardless. It's Jason Momoa, so
Yeah, I mean, I can see that being better than the original, and I know the original's always going to have that cult following because he died. Like that's
yeah.
why.
I should genuinely like having been a goth in my youth.
Me too, Nick.
Having been a goth, this should be like one of my top films. Like not like favorite films ever, but you know, like a good memory kind of film. This should be something that I love because of the following that it got from goths. It was okay.
Oh, right, okay.
Honestly, like it was okay. I enjoyed watching it, but like I probably won't go back and watch it again
Right, okay.
anytime soon.
As someone who I grew up as a mosher, and then became an emo.
Yeah.
So I had the fringe.
See, I was the same kind of thing. I grew up as a mosh and went to a goth.
Yeah, so like me and you parted ways at the end of the mosher stage.
Yeah.
And I grew a fringe. You started wearing white makeup.
I started wearing white makeup,
So,
black
like-
lipstick.
So yeah, so like The Crow never entered my realm. Like it was never a film that I would want to watch.
See, like because of me and my group of friends at the time, because we were all doing the same black clothes, black eyeliner and all that jazz. I didn't wear the white makeup, by the way. I didn't wear white makeup, black lipstick. I did wear black eyeliner and black nail varnish. But like because of me and my group of friends, like all my group of friends loved it. They were like, "Oh, this is like an amazing film. You need to watch The Crow." Like obviously they'd bring up the fact that Brandon Lee died during the filming of it. Like it's got such a dark history and all this jazz. But yeah, it was okay.
That's all I can say about it. It was like I kind of enjoyed watching it, but even so, I was like, yeah, it's like this wouldn't be such a big deal if Brandon Lee hadn't died.
That's
filming
the thought I kind of
Because
got.
if this wasn't a gothic style film anyway, I don't think this would have been picked up as much as it was.
Yeah.
And like that's probably, I don't know if that's, John, what do you think? Is that statement?
No, it's fine to say that. I mean, it is like a generation thing, isn't it? There's a lot of nostalgia with, like, I would have watched this when I was like 15 on video or something.
Yeah.
I loved it back then. But it's hard to separate nostalgia from like watching a film for the first time now. You know what I mean? Like 20 years removed from it, kind of thing.
Well, did you love The Crow back in the day?
I loved it back in the day. Yeah.
See, like I've watched it for the first time, never seen it before.
Oh, you've never seen it before?
I've never seen it before. I've always known about it. I've known it's a bit like a dark, goth film.
Yeah.
But I actually watched it and put the time into watching it. And like afterwards I was like, I've seen better films that have done this, like this style of whatever you're trying to do.
Yeah.
I've seen better.
I feel like the ones you might have seen though may have taken from The Crow though. Maybe The Crow is the beginning of all of these.
Yeah. And just to point out, like a film that tried to do this, take a comic book and make this really dark thing from it. Have you guys seen Spawn? From like 1997,
No.
Like one of the worst films ever made. Like apparently the comic book of Spawn is amazing, but the film is just an absolute nightmare. I've just put that together now. Looking back now, that was clearly trying to do what The Crow did, and just completely balls it up. Like,
Yeah, I mean that's how I feel about The Crow though. It's like I like the idea, I like the character, I like the style, I like the story, but I was bored. Like I was
Really?
bored watching the film.
I mean, it's a very simple story, but I like that in films. I like it when they don't overcomplicate things. Literally, him just going. It almost wraps up too quickly. Like there's one bit where I was like, the film's coming to an end. Like, literally just kill. You know, there's no issues from like it just goes from one person to the next, killing them off one by one.
But this is why I'm looking forward to the remake, because I think I'll probably like the remake more because they'll do that one in a style I'll probably be more in tune with.
Well, I'll say it'll be more sophisticated, won't it? Like, you know, like a modern day remake of it kind of thing.
I'd rather have a sophisticated version of that film I watched.
Yeah.
To be honest,
mean,
like
You're saying you're looking forward to this remake. Like this remake, it's been on and off for absolutely years now. Like it's gained and lost so many directors and lead actors.
Benjamin Cumberbatch was on board at one point.
Yeah,
I'd love that. Hang on, Benjamin Cumberbatch.
What?
Benedict.
you said Benjamin.
Yeah, let's all take the piss out of me earlier when I was getting fucking people's first names wrong. Benjamin Cumberbatch is playing the Crow. But
yeah, it's like it's gained and lost so many different directors and lead actors, and now at this point, like we recently, like about a year ago, we had Jason Momoa sign on as the lead actor. I think since then though they've lost another director, so it kind of went back into what the fuck's kind of happening with it.
is it called Development Hell?
Pretty much, yeah. And I think now, like, they are pretty certain it's getting made. They're not 100% whether Jason Momoa is staying on, but they're pretty certain that it's moving forward without a director at this point.
Right.
But it's probably going to be made at this point.
Like I say that the first film had issues. I was watching on the DVD. There's a lot of like stuff that was cut out. They had a whole subplot of this like mentor guy who looked like an old scarecrow, like telling him what to do and where to go, and they cut the whole thing out. And I read online today, apparently that was partly to do with it was a bit too creepy-ish with the fact that he actually died in real life. Like it was a bit too close to the bone with some of the stuff that was happening. The director denies that, but they're saying like, we don't need this, just get rid of it. Like it's too on the nose for what actually happened in real life. So he says there's a few issues with this film as well when they made it, but
Was there?
yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine someone dying on the set of your movie can't be the best development in the movie.
Yeah, I've got a few highlights if that's okay. You okay to jump into them?
Yeah.
Like action highlights kind of thing. A bit when he storms the big building at the end with Michael Wincott and all the bad guys in, and he's fighting everyone, killing them all. And there's one guy sat in like an office chair, and he kicks him through a window, but the chair just rolls backwards. He goes, and just rolls out the window. I thought that was quite good. He just falls to his death like. That was good. And another one at the very fight at the very end. He fights Michael Wincott on the roof of the church.
Yeah.
And the way he improvises with that weather vane, and it's like having a sword fight with him with the weather vane. I just thought that was quite cool.
Yeah.
And just one quote that I liked, I thought was quite funny. Michael Wincott, the big bad guy, when they kill the crow that he has with him, which is like his like power or whatever it is. Michael Wincott's like, caw, bang, fuck, I'm dead. Just such a random quote to throw out there, but yeah, I thought that was quite good. Yeah, but that's pretty much me done, to be honest, guys.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, I like the style of the film. I like the dark overtones to it. I like the characters. The story was simple, but fine. But I was bored.
Yeah, just one last thing that I do really like about it is One last thing again. Yeah. That I mentioned before. I like it when you can tell. If it's a film I like it. If I don't like it, I don't like it.
Yeah.
That makes no sense whatsoever. But this is a film I like, so I like the fact it looks like it's from 1994. I like it when you can look at a film and say, yeah, that's clearly from an era. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like time-stamped almost, just by the look of it. And I just love that about it. It's the most 1994 film ever made kind of thing. Yeah.
Well, should we give ratings?
I'm done, yep.
Yeah, I'm happy to go straight into ratings.
Well, I'll start. I liked it, but I didn't. So I'm going for a 3 out of 5 on this one.
Okay.
It was a good film. I don't know. I was just bored. Honestly, I could have been doing so much other stuff than watching that film, because when you watch a film, you don't want to have to sit there and watch it and then afterwards think that. I wish I hadn't bothered. I'd rather have thought about this film as, it's The Crow, it's that film. It's like a cult film, but no, I watched it and I was. Whilst I thought it was fine, I didn't enjoy it.
That's fair enough.
3 out of 5 for me. It was good, but yeah. Nick.
Cool.
I mean, like I said before, it's a hard okay. This film, like I can't say it's great. I can't even say it's bad. I can say it was okay. I really did enjoy Brandon Lee's acting in it. I did enjoy that. But yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say I was bored so much. I don't think it lives up to the hype it's got around it. You know what I mean? And I understand that it's largely because of Brandon Lee's death, but
So you can't even attribute that to the film's like.
it's literally because of
It's just history, isn't it? It's like, you know,
So I'm going with the same as you, Joe. 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5. John,
Fuck it up. I loved it back when I was a 15-year-old. It would have been a 5-star film back then.
what do you rate it as a 48-year-old?
48.
Jono's not on the pod this week. Yeah, watching it again now, I was terrified it was going to drop down. I'd be like, what the hell was I thinking back then? But no, I loved it, really enjoyed it. Going to go with a really heavy 4 out of 5. I can't wait to get this on Blu-ray. The black levels in this are amazing. Yeah, can't wait. Gonna be
The black levels.
the black levels of this film.
So, are you going right into like resolution?
Just the black levels, the contrast looks amazing.
Right,
Get
okay,
that,
all
get
right,
that on
John.
4K. That's the film you want on 4K. The black levels of this baby.
Nick, we're making a new podcast. Right, okay. Yeah, I think that's fair enough. Like, you know, 3, 5,
4.
Sorry,
Heavy 4.
Heavy, 3, heavy 4.
Heavy 4. Very heavy 4.
Yeah.
It's 10 out of 15. 3.75.
So this is the end of Don't Spoil the Ending. For this week, anyway.
We've got our main Twitter account for the main podcast, which is at DST Podcast. And we have a Facebook, which is facebook.com/DST Podcast. But you can just search Don't Spoil the Ending in the search bar. It's just as easy.
Yep.
I have my own Twitter account, which is at DSTNick.
Yep, I'm at Taylor1980. But just quickly, just throw out there as well, you can email us at don'tspoiltheending@gmail.com. We've had that for months and I've never thrown it out there. So you can email us there, let us know.
Thanks, John.
Yep.
It's Joe. So follow me on there. Any last thoughts before we go?
No, I'm good.
No. Do you want to say anything to the people?
No.
If anyone's been sticking around for this many episodes, thanks for doing that.
I want to take issue with them, actually. If anyone is listening to
Right,
the show...
Nick, we need to make this new podcast straight away.
If anyone is listening to this point and hasn't contacted us yet, email us, get on Twitter, let us know.
Well done.
Yeah, thank you very much. Goodbye.
Thanks for listening, and we will see. Well, you will hear us again next week. Bye.